Nice, the heart of the French Riviera, and honestly, one of those cities that just gets under your skin. The colors, the food, the energy, there's nowhere quite like it. We're Anja and Aila, and we've been living here on the Côte d'Azur for over 20 years, so when we say we know this city, we mean it. In this video, we've pulled together our absolute best Nice content into one complete guide. Everything a first-time visitor needs to know. What to do, where to eat, where to drink with a view, what to buy, where to sleep, and what to do when you're ready to explore beyond the city. And we're kicking things off with a big one, our personal top 10 for Nice, the things you absolutely cannot miss. Grab your sunnies and let's start with the true Riviera classic, Nice's Promenade des Anglais. It's hands down one of the most iconic waterfront walks in the world. Originally built in the 19th century for English aristocrats. Not bad, right? When the sun is shining, and it usually is, you'll be blown away by the dazzling colors of the sea and those unmistakable Mediterranean vibes. The prom, as the locals call it, is always buzzing. People strolling along, enjoying the soft breeze, watching seagulls, or just watching people. Others are cycling, jogging, zipping by on scooters, or hanging out in cafes. Best way to soak it all in? Find one of those famous blue chairs, sit back and just take in the view. Now, our pictures are from a quiet weekday in early March, so just imagine what this 5-kilometer stretch between the airport and the old town looks like on a summer weekend. Nice's historical center, with its maze of pastel streets and Baroque architecture, is a total gem and a dream to get lost in. But really, you'll never feel completely lost. You can always find your way back to the sea or the lush Promenade du Paillon, which, along with Castle Hill, beautifully frame this compact area. Imagine charming 5- or 6-story medieval houses with an Italian vibe, painted in shades of yellow, red or ochre, lining narrow streets that offer a cool escape from the summer heat. It's fun to wander the lanes and check out the quirky boutiques for unique souvenirs. You'll also find cozy cafes, restaurants and fast food spots serving local specialties like socca, those delicious chickpea pancakes. And when night falls, the area comes alive with bars and clubs. During daytime, don't miss the adorable little squares, like the one by the courthouse or Place Rossetti, home to the famous 𝗵𝘂𝗶𝘀 ice cream shop with its crazy flavors. Of course, the crown jewel is Cours Saleya, where every morning until about 1 p.m., the bustling flower market is joined by stalls selling fresh fruit, veggies, and all sorts of souvenirs. Except on Mondays, when antiques take center stage. To truly grasp Nice's layout, with the Baie des Anges stretching out before you and the maritime Alps looming behind the city, you simply have to climb Castle Hill. It's a real treat to take in different panoramas of the city below. You can opt for the free elevator if you'd rather skip the stairs, but here's our tip. Start from an old town entrance and meander your way uphill. Every step reveals stunning views until you reach 2 cemeteries at the northern end, the communal one and a smaller Jewish cemetery, featuring an impressive wall honoring those deported from Nice during World War II. Several celebrities are laid to rest here. Check our video description for their tombs. Next, we head over to the famous waterfall, a spot you can catch a glimpse of from afar. Et voilà, this is a perfect place for photos and breathtaking views. From the top of the waterfall, you'll catch the greatest vista of Nice. Then, from the other side of Castle Hill, after passing the ruins of an 11th century military citadel and an ancient cathedral, right at the very spot where Nice was founded, now a park with a huge playground, you'll catch sight of the port of Nice. In all, there are at least 6 different lookout points up here, and each one is totally worth a stop. Whether you're in Nice during summer, winter, or anywhere in between, you'll want to hit up the famous pebbled beach. No matter the season, you'll always find people enjoying this never-ending stretch. You can take a dip year-round if you're feeling brave. Relax and soak up the sun, dive into a good book, catch a nap, or even enjoy a picnic. And if you're into a bit of zen, why not do some yoga? Or take your dog for a stroll in the off-season. From April to October, the dozen or so private beaches roll out sunbeds for a more comfortable sunbathing experience. Expect to spend around €30 a day for a deck chair. But what if you're not into the pebbles, or you're looking for a cozier vibe? Then we've got a great alternative. Head over to the other side of Nice's port and find your perfect spot along Boulevard Franche-Pilote. Who would have guessed that this side of Nice has its totally own charm, with no pebbles in sight? Want to see more of the city without all the walking? Then how about hopping on the red hop-on hop-off bus? It starts near the opera on the promenade at 99 Quai des États-Unis, taking you past Nice's top sights, all the way to Villefranche-sur-Mer, with stunning views over 𝗁𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗲 along the route. You can jump off at any of its 11 stops and catch it again about an hour later. The round trip takes roughly 60 minutes and costs €24 per adult and €8 for kids under 12. And if you're up for another fun ride, check out the electric tourist train. It starts just a few steps down the promenade in front of Jardin 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝗏 and whisks you on a 45-minute tour through the city, including a trip up to the top of Castle Hill. You can grab your tickets online or right at the departure spot. You can also rent a bike to get around. Just look out for the green and blue ones from 2 different companies scattered around the city, or head to a shop that'll set you up with a fully prepped ride. Or how about a Segway for an extra fun tour of Nice? There are plenty of tours and packages available, starting at just €17 for 30 minutes. Even after all these years on the French Riviera, Anja and I are still blown away by how you can grab lunch on the beach almost all year round. Sure, a few weeks at the end of the year see most of the Pebbleside restaurants close up, but by January, some are back in action. So for a truly special lunch on a sunny day, nothing beats dining right by the sea. We decided to check out Blue Beach, right opposite the Negresco Hotel, where the staff are super friendly and main dishes start at around €20, so they're not much pricier than any other decent restaurant in town. Keep in mind, prices vary between the different beach spots, so check the menus posted near the entrances before you head in. We kicked things off with a cool aperitif, a Blue Beach special with blue curacao and vodka, while soaking in the perfect view of the sea. For lunch, Anja enjoyed a classic salade niçoise, the healthy and tasty local specialty that's made its way around the world, and I treated myself to linguine au saumon. And once we finished, we could barely get moving. This is a spot where you could easily spend the whole afternoon. Before we share more insider tips, here's a classic that shows up in every Nice guide, the Russian Orthodox Cathedral, a surprising nod to the Russian influence on the French Riviera. You'll find Cathédrale Saint-Nicolas just a short walk from Nice's main train station. As the second largest Eastern Orthodox cathedral in Western Europe, this stunning architectural gem first opened in 1912 for Nice's Russian community. While the exterior is truly eye-catching, you definitely need to step inside to admire its beautiful walls and the incredible art collection. And don't miss the small museum in the crypt, where you can explore the cathedral's history and its connection to Tsar Nicholas II, Russia's last emperor. The port you saw from Castle Hill is an area we definitely recommend exploring too. Not only is it beautiful, but there's plenty to do. You could hop on a boat trip. Between April and October, there are daily cruises, except Mondays, from here to Villefranche-sur-Mer and back. Later in the season, the same company even takes you to Cannes or Saint-Tropez. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not rent a small motorboat yourself and be your own captain? You don't need a boating license. They'll give you all the tips you need to safely cruise along the stunning coastline. If you want to cross to the other side of the port, there's a free shuttle boat, 𝗪𝗵𝗁, that operates in summer. This small ferry, which carries just a handful of passengers at a time, is an actual pointu, one of the traditional fishing boats that once lined the French Riviera. Definitely worth a try. On this side of the port, you'll find some fantastic restaurants, including the famous Plongeoir, the Yachts Club restaurant, open to everyone, and the gorgeous terrace at the St. Hotel. Plus, the quieter, lesser-known beaches are just around the corner. Whether you're here for breakfast, a daytime stroll, dinner, or cocktails at night, the Port District has transformed in recent years, now buzzing with trendy spots right on the waterfront and in the surrounding streets, especially to the north. Nice is home to plenty of fantastic museums. Tough choice. The most visited one in the region is the Chagall Museum, but there are so many more worth exploring. Take the Matisse Museum, for example, an art institution set in a stunning red 17th century villa in the charming 𝗁𝗵𝗁𝗁 neighborhood. Or the Asian Arts Museum near the airport, a true architectural gem. Then there's the Masséna Museum, packed with local history inside an impressive 𝗂𝗂𝗶𝗀 villa. For something different, check out Illusion-Nice, a fun space dedicated to optical illusions. And photography lovers will enjoy the Museum of Photography, right next to the flower market in the Old Town. That was just a glimpse. Watch our dedicated video for more. And while we're at it, if you love arts and culture, why not spend an evening at Nice's beautiful opera house? And now that we've kept you busy, it's time to slow down and enjoy one of the things the south of France, and especially Nice, does best, the laid-back art of savoir-vivre. And what better way to do that than with an apéro, as the locals call it, with a view. We've brought you to one of the several rooftop terraces scattered across the city. The brand new 𝗪𝗪𝗂𝗶𝗀, perched atop the 5-star Le Victoria Hotel in the heart of Nice. Granted, the drinks aren't cheap, even the coffee we eventually opted for. The setting is worth every cent. Many of Nice's grand hotels have rooftop terraces open to the public, so don't be shy, go ahead and explore. So that's your big picture overview of Nice. But now let's slow down and really explore the beating heart of the city, the Old Town. Cool cafes, fun markets, hidden treasures. Follow us in. For easier navigation, we've categorized the places we're taking you to. Blue numbers indicate shopping spots. Green marks activities we suggest. Red represents restaurants across various price ranges. And orange is for pit stops where you can relax and recharge with a coffee, a glass of rosé, ice cream, or a piece of cake. So let's get started at the southwestern corner of the Old Town.
If you like to have some local olive oils, 𝗪𝗂𝗄𝗂 is the place you should check out.
This is one of the traditional oil producers in the region. Founded in 1868, the 𝗪𝗂𝗄𝗂 family grows their olives just around the corner in the outskirts of Nice. And their olive products regularly win gold medals.
And you can even taste the olive oil before you buy it.
Apart from olives and oil, you can find gift boxes, kitchen utensils made from olive wood, and even honey and home-cooked jams.
We'd like to show you Maison Aila now. It's an institution in Nice. It has been for many years. And they specialize in candied fruit and chocolate and all kinds of almonds covered in chocolate.
Even if you don't have a sweet tooth, check out the magnificent interior of this confectionery. Established by the Swiss Auer family that has been in the business since 1820. Just like its olive oil neighbor across the street, Maison Auer is well known to every local and has remained in the same family, now in its 6th generation. And while the chocolatey treats might be a bit tricky to take home in the summer, how about those candied fruits? Made from everything from fresh local lemons and oranges to cherries and their much acclaimed clementines.
Behind me is one of the few bakeries here in the old town called 𝗁𝗏𝗀, and it's just next to the sea and next to the opera.
For a quick snack, whether it's a sandwich, one of those local specialties like the onion tart called pissaladière, or even just a classic baguette that only the French truly know how to bake, there are always bakeries nearby. We're regulars at this one, just opposite Maison 𝗂𝗏. Now we're on our way to the famous flower market, but first we take a quick left turn to show you a must-visit restaurant. If you're seeking an authentic, fresh and really delicious local cuisine in an intimate and cozy setting, La Miranda is the place to go. They're not open on weekends and they don't accept credit cards. Why? Because they can afford to set these terms. Time for flowers. This market is a staple in Nice, where locals purchase their flowers every morning until around 1 p.m, except on Mondays, when instead of flowers you'll find antiques all day long. Just a bit further down the road, the market stalls switch to offering souvenirs and fresh local produce. And there are cafes on both your left and right, ideal spots for a break to watch the hustle and bustle of the market.
This is a perfumer from Grasse, and you can actually find pretty gifts in there, very colorful things.
See? Colorful! From tableware in various ever-changing designs to accessories, all the way to light dresses that are just perfect for summer on the French Riviera. Want to take back a souvenir from the Côte d'Azur? You can definitely spend some time browsing here. Ah yeah, we said perfumery, so of course you can also find fragrances concocted in Grasse. Getting a little hungry again? You can find some very typical snacks to go at Teresa's. She has this stand right on the flower market that gets very busy around lunchtime. Try out socca, made from chickpea flour and olive oil and baked in a wood-fired oven. Or sample pissaladière, the onion tart, or the local sandwich specialty 𝗵𝗵𝘁'𝗀. Teresa also runs a proper restaurant tucked away in one of the narrow alleyways of the old town, where all the food is prepared. So if you miss the market, you can always stop by there.
I'll take you to the photography museum now. That is really small, but features the greatest photographers. And it's tiny, so it's going to be a quick thing. And it's just €5.
This museum, again located next to the flower market, is a real gem. We like its plain architecture a lot, but most of all we admire the eclectic program they manage to put together every year. Just think of the exciting Helmut Newton exhibition when the museum first opened at this location back in 2016. When we filmed this, they showed photographs by the late Henri Dauman, who became famous for his image captured at JFK's funeral, which Andy Warhol later reproduced in one of his works. Now guess what? Even the beach is just across the street from the flower market. So take in the sea, enjoy the views, hop into the water, get some rest, or take a walk along the promenade. Don't forget to apply sunscreen. And now that you're here, we recommend treating yourself to coffee or lunch at one of the beachfront cafes. There are many along the promenade, stretching from here to the airport, with at least 3 directly opposite the old town. The choice is yours. Most of them usually close down in winter and are reinstalled around Easter, some earlier.
Le Safari, one of many restaurants right here that locals and our friends, and especially locals, always tell us about. And we don't really know what's the difference between all the ones, but we trust them. We've been told by several people that we should absolutely try bagnat 𝗀𝗲𝗏, and this is what I'm going to do next time whenever we have time here and go and have lunch.
How about you try bagnat 𝗀𝗲𝗏, raw vegetables with warm anchovy sauce? Sounds a little bizarre, so let us know what you think. And if you're looking for something truly made in France, properly, authentically French, then Trésor Public is your place. Think little treasures of all kinds. It's the kind of shop you walk into for 5 minutes and come out with a bag full.
We have another cool coffee tip for you. And you can find it when you are next to the parapluie shop, which is cool also. And the coffee is right this road.
The umbrella store on the corner, by the way, is another one that dates back to the 19th century, when English aristocrats needed protection from the rain and sun. The new owner has maintained its traditional look, but specializes in brass jewelry with a matching retro design. For us, it's time for a break. Marinette offers both outdoor and indoor seating. Choose as you please. But before you sit down, make sure to check out the amazing cake counter. We decided to head upstairs, where there's a pretty large sitting area and a rooftop, which we opted for. The food and drinks are really delicious, and we love the attention to detail they pay in every aspect.
Island, the Oval Cafe. Oh, remember I had this delicious chai latte.
I remember we've done a full film about coffee shops in Nice, and that's when we talked about them.
In this part of the old town, the real heart of it, around Place Rossetti, you'll find many cafes and restaurants, flanked by 5 or 6-story medieval houses, painted in various shades of yellow, red and ochre. The narrow streets here provide much-needed shade in the summer heat. Hobo is one of those charming cafes right here, very individually decorated, that might remind you of trendy spots found in European capitals.
Our beloved creperie called 𝗲𝗵𝗁𝗃'𝗃 is around the corner from the Cathedral Saint-Réparat and in this tiny little road called Rue Place Vieille.
Even though a crêperie isn't typical for the south of France, we wanted to introduce you to this one, where the owner serves incredibly yummy dishes imported from Brittany in northern France. Start with a galette, which is a savory crêpe made from buckwheat flour, and save room for sweet-topped crêpe for dessert.
We finally made it to the Blend Cafe. I can't wait to try the coffee there.
It's a tiny, cozy spot with tables both on the street and indoors. We can also browse through records. Occasionally, on Thursday nights, a DJ plays, adding to the vibrant atmosphere.
Are you all refreshed after the coffee?
Not completely, but the coffee was very tasty.
Now we're at Place Rossetti, the beating heart of the city.
This is Pinocchio, the most famous ice cream place that there is in Nice. So go try have one of the crazy flavors that they offer. And when you're here in the heart of Nice, also check out the Church Saint-Réparat.
You'll find flavors like tomato basil, rosemary, olive, or chewing gum for those of you with a sweeter palate. But of course, all the classic flavors are available as well.
We totally suggest violet if you've never tried that one, or rose.
The most remarkable building in Place Rossetti is the Saint-Réparat Cathedral. Built in the second half of the 17th century, this historic monument showcases impressive Baroque architecture, complete with an added bell tower. The cathedral is open daily, year-round. We can never say enough about the Castle Hill, the green oasis nestled between the old town and the port of Nice, offering the best views of the bay called Baie des Anges. When you're at Place Rossetti, there's easy access to a road leading up the hill. But there are 2 more access points on this side of town. Remember, your easiest option is the elevator located next to the stairs on the promenade. From Place Rossetti, the narrow Rue Droite is just around the corner. There are several places in this alley worth discovering.
Second-hand shop we'd like to try out. Let's have a look together.
This spot features a range of accessories on the ground floor, including sunglasses and handbags, as well as vintage clothing. In the basement, you'll find another wide selection of items, with most starting at around 20 euros. Anja was reminded of the good old days by this jacket.
Hey, and if you like to know how wealthy people lived back in the 17th century, go visit the Palais Lascaris.
We'll continue with a vintage theme, but of a different sort. Palais Lascaris, the most notable civilian Baroque monument in the old town of Nice, was built for a local noble family. Now we're stepping away from Rue Droite for a moment to introduce you to 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝘀, a fast food restaurant for local specialties. You can also dine on site, and frankly, the food is tasty and well priced.
This is another vintage shop, and here you can find also expensive brands.
We're back on Rue Droite, and at Caprice you'll find 2 floors brimming with items. Shoes that range from 10 euros to 300 a pair if they're Chanel, and clothes that also start at 10 euros and increasing based on the label. There's something new on display every week.
This is a cool art gallery, and they actually work a lot with the blue chairs, the typical chairs that you'll find on the Promenade des Anglais.
I found the perfect souvenir for you.
Here at 𝗪𝗂𝗁, you can find the iconic blue chair, la chaise bleue, in all shapes and sizes, as well as jewelry made from aluminum and brass. Fish is a big deal in Nice for obvious reasons. However, don't expect to find local fish at the small market at Place Saint-François. It's open from Tuesday to Sunday in the mornings.
Gallo, very much liked by locals too. Got a really Parisian style.
This is one of the oldest and most authentic brasseries in Nice. Here, food and drinks are served all day long, from breakfast through dinner, including a happy hour in the late afternoon. Now that we're almost done, we'd like to take you back to the promenade for an aperitif. Several cafes line the Quai des États-Unis, and some have these tiny balconies that offer the best sea views ever. While it was sunny all day, we're back now that the sun is setting, and we were lucky enough to snag a front row spot on one of the balconies. So cheers to the amazing old town of Nice. The old town is absolutely magic on foot, but Nice looks just as stunning from above. Coming up, our favorite rooftop bars and restaurants, where the views are almost as good as the food. Almost. Before we head upstairs and start enjoying Nice from above, here's a quick look at all the rooftops we're visiting today. From spots lining the iconic Promenade des Anglais, to terraces tucked into the charming streets of the Old Town, to rooftops overlooking the green ribbon of the Promenade du Paillon, and to more a little further north along Avenue 𝗁𝗵𝘁'𝘀, right in the heart of the city. And now let's kick things off at 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗱𝗮, located inside the Le Méridien, right on the Promenade des Anglais, beside Nice's green heart you saw earlier on the map, and just a 10-minute walk from the Old Town. This rooftop is the highest you'll find in the center of Nice, and we absolutely love the panoramic views it offers, arguably the best of all the rooftops we visited, stretching from the lush park across the sea and all the way toward the airport. If you're into plane spotting, this is the perfect terrace. Depending on the weather, you can watch them taking off or coming in to land. We've more or less gotten used to the planes overhead, so we mostly just enjoyed our cocktails and soaked in those beautiful colors all around us. At 𝗵𝗂𝗁, you can simply stop by for a drink or settle in for a full meal, and if it's a bit chilly, you can even sit inside behind the glass. The pool area is reserved for hotel guests only, but the rooftop bar and restaurant are open to everyone. What an amazing location this is! To us, Le 𝗃𝗏𝗄 is one of the classiest spots in town. It's not a traditional rooftop, but rather a beautiful terrace set halfway up inside the iconic Palais de la Méditerranée. And while the views may not be quite as sweeping as from some of the higher rooftops, the atmosphere here, tucked into this elegant hotel patio, is absolutely enchanting. Prices aren't exactly low. It is a 5-star setting after all, but a little bit of luxury now and then is part of the Riviera experience, right? You can simply stop by for coffee like we did, or come for lunch or dinner when the weather is right. For a completely different perspective, let's head west to the rooftop of the Sheraton Nice Airport, located directly opposite the airport. And if you liked the plane views from Le Méridien earlier, this is on another level. Here you're right across from the runways, watching planes take off and land almost at eye level. This rooftop is seasonal and usually only open from spring to autumn. When we filmed, it was still closed, which explains why it looks so quiet. But when it is open, it is a dream spot for sunset drinks and laid-back evenings, sometimes with a DJ adding a bit of atmosphere. Before we head further into the city for the next rooftops, you might be wondering, how do you choose between a rooftop, a beachside spot, or something in between? Well, they all have their own charm. It really comes down to how close you want to be to the sea and how wide you want that view to feel. We've crossed into the Old Town to visit the first of 2 rooftops here, Vieux-Nice, a little green oasis hidden above the busy streets. On your way up, you get a peek into the kitchen and past the indoor restaurant decorated with some really cool historic photos of Nice. The stylish atmosphere continues outside. It's not a sky-high rooftop, but rather a lush garden terrace with lovely views over the surrounding Old Town. This one is primarily a restaurant, so if you want just a drink at the bar, you usually have to wait until later in the evening. It's always lively, even in the pre-season, so reservations are definitely a good idea. And the food? Absolutely worth it. Beautifully prepared, not overly heavy, and served by a wonderfully friendly team. Let's just say we enjoyed this place from start to finish, right down to its playful unisex bathroom. A similar gem, discreetly tucked away and truly one of a kind, is the other rooftop spot we know in the old town. It's called 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝘀 and part of the 4-star hotel La Pérouse, just behind the promenade. Open to everyone, it offers a wonderfully intimate and relaxed atmosphere, a peaceful little hideaway above the city, far removed from the bustle below. The next 3 rooftops we're visiting are all set just behind the green ribbon of the Promenade du Paillon with its playful fountains. Let's begin with the Moon Bar, perched on top of the Grand Hotel Est de la Scala. We came for cocktails with a view, and that's exactly what you get here. From up top, you can admire the red roofs of the old town tucked beneath the lush castle hill to the left. And if you look closely, you might even spot the white and yellow ferries heading out toward Corsica. There's also an indoor restaurant on the level just below the rooftop terrace, perfect if the weather doesn't quite cooperate. A similar spot with comparable views, but easily among the most luxurious of all the rooftops we've come across in Nice, sits just a few steps further west atop the Anantara Plaza Nice Hotel. Up here, seen by Olivier, blends chic design with a trendy atmosphere, working equally well as a cocktail bar or a full restaurant. It's absolutely worth heading up. Just be prepared for premium prices that match the 5-star setting. And now, just another few steps away, we'll show you 𝗁𝗏𝗃, a rooftop terrace perched on top of the relatively new 5-star hotel 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗃. It's the perfect spot to slow things down and embrace one of the nicest things about Nice, a relaxed apéro with a view. Drinks here aren't exactly cheap again. Even the coffee we ended up ordering comes at a price, but the elegant setting makes it well worth lingering for a while. In fact, as you've probably gathered by now, many of Nice's grand hotels have rooftops that are open to non-guests, so don't hesitate to check them out. Now we're heading a little deeper into Nice, along Avenue Jean-Médecin, to a completely different vibe, just steps from the main train station. Our next stop is the rooftop of the striking diamond-shaped iconic building, which is home to the fairly new DoubleTree Hotel. The open-air iconic rooftop bar comes with beautiful views of the rooftops of Nice, much more urban feel compared to those sea-facing terraces. Glass panels shield you from the wind, so even on breezier days it's surprisingly calm up here, despite the buzz of the station right next door. And if you'd rather sit inside, there's also a very elegant indoor space on this level, with similar panoramic views, just looking out toward the mountains instead. A few hundred meters further north, in the Libération neighborhood, there's one more rooftop that's definitely worth checking out. It sits on top of the Hôtel Monsigny and comes with sweeping 360-degree views over Nice's rooftops, plus a really cozy, unpretentious vibe. When we filmed, it was still pre-season and not open yet, but once the warmer days roll around, the rooftop is fully open and buzzing, serving food and drinks. Alright, all those beautiful food shots probably got you hungry. Good, because next we're going full local. These are the iconic dishes and specialties of Nice that you simply cannot leave without trying. Socca, bagnat, pissaladière. Let's go! First though, a quick look at the map. Now, while you'll find many of these specialties all along the French Riviera, Nice is the true heart of this culinary scene, and there are 3 key neighborhoods to keep on your radar. The iconic Old Town with its bustling markets, the local Libération district just north of the train station, and the vibrant port area. So let's talk about that king of the streets we mentioned earlier. It's the ultimate local dish that you'll typically only find here in Nice, socca. You can grab it in plenty of spots in the Old Town, like at the famous Chez Teresa at the flower market, or down by the harbor at the legendary 𝗁𝗵𝗁𝗁. But today, we're getting ours at another local favorite, Socca Tram in the Libération district. And as the name suggests, it's right on the tram line that runs through this neighborhood. Socca Tram opened its doors back in 2007, when the tram first started running. Since then, it's become a go-to spot for loyal locals looking for a quick, tasty and authentic lunch. So what exactly is socca? At first glance, it looks like a giant pizza or thick pancake baked in a massive oven. But it's actually made from chickpea flour with just olive oil and water. The way it's supposed to taste? Crispy on the outside with a scorched, smoky crust, but with a soft, almost creamy center. Oh man, that is spot on. It's absolutely delicious. Best part? It's a total bargain at just €4. It's a simple dish. It's naturally gluten-free and it's absolute heaven when served piping hot with a generous dusting of black pepper. Honestly, in Nice, if you're not burning your fingers just a little while eating your socca, you're not doing it right. Next up is our number 2, pissaladière. You'll see this dish all over the French Riviera, and at first glance it looks a bit like pizza, but with no tomato sauce or cheese involved. It's a thick, bready dough covered with a mountain of slowly caramelized onions, those little salty fish called anchovies, and some black olives. Now, pissaladière actually traces its roots back to Liguria, the Italian region right next door. But it made its way into French Mediterranean cuisine a long time ago and never looked back. If you're looking for a really good one, along with many of the other treats we're showing you today, check out the Tintin kiosk back in the Libération district. It's a local institution. You'll find pissaladière in bakeries and street food stalls everywhere. Prices in Nice usually range from about €30 to €4 for a slice. Locals typically enjoy it in small, bite-sized pieces as an aperitif with a glass of rosé before dinner, or as a full slice for lunch. Most people eat it cold, but you can definitely have it warmed up too. Either way, it's savory perfection. We're doubling up for our next 2 specialties, bagnat and 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏. We're at one of our absolute go-to bakeries in the Old Town, Boulangerie Jeannot, right next to the opera. From savory lunch classics to irresistible pastries, this place has it all. Including a very special Niçoise tradition, the 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏, or 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, as the locals call it. It literally translates to charred pie, and it's a bit of a culinary brain teaser, because have you ever heard of a dessert made with vegetables? Now for that famous bagnat. This is the heart and soul of Nice's local cuisine. It's basically a full salade niçoise packed into a massive crusty bun. Think fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, boiled egg, olives, tuna, and anchovies. Now let's see if these treats live up to the hype. First, the bagnat. Its name literally means bathed bread. Back in the day, people used day-old hardened bread and bathed it in water or wrapped it with juicy tomatoes and olive oil to soften it up. Today, that bread gets bathed in all those delicious salad juices. Here at Jeannot, it's €6.80, and we have to warn you, it's messy, it's oily, and it's a bit of a challenge to get into your mouth, but it's absolutely delicious. Super fresh and so satisfying. That famous 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏 is Nice's ultimate sweetmeat savory icon, usually costing between €3.50 and €6. It's a delicate pastry stuffed with leafy greens, raisins, and pine nuts, topped with a heavy dusting of powdered sugar. It sounds unusual, and, well, it is. To be honest, not exactly my cup of tea, but it's definitely one of those once-in-a-lifetime foods you have to try at least once on your Riviera trip. Oh, and by the way, you can also find a savory version called salé, but then it's just a normal tart and loses all that quirky originality. You can grab all of these at bakeries and food stalls all over town. But if you're looking for the ultimate bagnat, reliable sources say you should also check out Tintin in La Libération or that little kiosk behind the harbor, La 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏. Alright, moving on to our hidden surprises. You just saw the first one with that quirky charred pie, and now it's time for our number 5, the delicate beignets de fleurs de courgette. These are zucchini blossoms dipped in a light, airy batter and fried until they're perfectly crisp. And here's a little tip, while the blossoms are the stars, you'll often find all sorts of seasonal veggies fried in the same delicious batter. Today we're grabbing our fix of the blossoms for €5 at René Socca in the heart of the Old Town. It's lunchtime, the line is long, but trust us, it's worth the wait. And there we go. Now timing is everything. Summer is the peak season for these beauties. The blossoms have to be harvested early in the morning before they close up in the heat. Doesn't get any fresher than that. And they're absolutely delightful. A little on the oily side for sure, but in the best way possible. Time for another double round. We're heading over to the port to pick up our next two specialties from 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗲𝗍, the famous 𝗪𝗂𝗀𝗀 and some crispy panis. Now 𗪪𗂀𝗀𝗀 are actually the national dish of Monaco, but you'll find these fun-shaped snacks all along the coast. Think of them as little fried ravioli, traditionally stuffed with a savory mix of Swiss chard, ricotta, onions, and sometimes a bit of rice or parmesan. And because they're also very traditional, we're grabbing some panis as well. Let's take them down to the harbor and show you. Voila! If you like socca, you're going to love these. Panis are also made from chickpea flour, water and olive oil, but the process is different. The dough is cooked until firm, cut into thick fries or discs, and then fried until golden brown. They're incredibly crispy on the outside, but inside they're soft, almost like a creamy polenta. Seriously delicious. Now let's give these 𝗪𝗂𝗀𝗀 a taste. They've got that perfect crunch on the outside and a wonderfully savory, creamy filling. It's packed with greens, so that basically makes it a healthy food, right? The absolute perfect snack to enjoy while watching the boats in the background. Now that we've mastered the quick bites on the go, it's time for the timeless classics. These are the heartier, more complex dishes that deserve a proper seat at the table, even if it's just a wooden bench at a bustling local joint. So for our number 8, we're taking you to another legendary street food spot in the old town, 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗀𝗮. We're here for the petit farcis niçois, which are a true masterpiece of Mediterranean home cooking. I mean, just look at them. It's basically an edible rainbow. This portion here cost us €7.40. As the name suggests, farcis are small, sun-ripened vegetables like tomatoes, often those cute round zucchinis, and even onion layers, all hollowed out and stuffed with a savory meat filling. Now, the exact recipe for that filling, that's a closely guarded family secret in every Niçois kitchen. Usually it's a mix of herbs, garlic, and minced meat. You can enjoy them fresh out of the oven, but many locals actually swear by eating them lukewarm or even cold the next day. That's when the flavors have really had time to mingle and develop. One thing's for sure, Anja absolutely loved her portion. Now for our final double act, featuring two dishes that proudly carry the city's name, salade niçoise and daube niçoise. We've picked another local institution for this, Brasserie Gallio. It's one of those few spots where you can get warm food all day long. And look at that, our drinks are already here. Now we don't usually eat meat, but Anja is kindly sacrificing herself to try the daube for you. And here they come, my salad and her steaming bowl of stew. But what exactly is daube niçoise? It's a classic beef stew, slow cooked for hours in a rich local red wine. What makes it special are the dried porcini mushrooms, or 𝗁𝗵𝗶𝘀, and often a hint of orange or bacon. In Nice, you'll almost always find daube served with gnocchi or ravioli, like we have here. It's that heavy Italian accent we mentioned earlier coming to life on the plate. Meanwhile, I've got the holy grail of Nice on my side of the table. The golden rule, a real salade niçoise never contains cooked vegetables. Adding potatoes or green beans is considered a culinary sin by any true local. Instead, it's all about raw seasonal freshness, tomatoes, cucumbers, spring onions, those tiny green peppers, radishes, black cailletier olives, hard-boiled eggs, and anchovies or tuna. In my case, I got both. Top it off with plenty of local olive oil, and you've got the ultimate refreshment for a sunny day on the Riviera. If you're planning your own trip over here, by the way, we've made it super easy for you. We've put together a top 50 guide to the French Riviera, featuring classic highlights and many of our personal insider spots, including a dedicated chapter for great places to eat. The best part, you can jump directly from the PDF into our videos to see each spot in action. And of course, we've included Google Maps links so you'll never get lost. It's the ultimate travel companion. Just scan the QR code to grab yours. Now, before you head off, don't go just yet. I've got 2 delicious bonus tips for you. We simply have to mention the ultimate Riviera ritual, 𝗁𝗵𝗶𝘀. And for that, you absolutely need olives, or more specifically, the local pâte d'olive. You can find this specialty all over, like at the flower market. It's made from those tiny, intense 𝗁𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗍 olives grown right here in Nice. Spread it on a piece of crusty bread, grab a chilled glass of rosé, and you've officially arrived in paradise. And finally, to balance out all the salt, let's end on a high note with our sweet finale. You have to try the creamy, orange blossom-scented 𝗃𝗲𝗿𝗱. It's the undisputed queen of Saint-Tropez, made famous by Brigitte Bardot back in the 50s. But these days, it's a staple in every good pâtisserie in Nice too. You'll see it in many different styles, but the classic version is this one right here. Bon appétit! Now that you know what to eat, let's talk about what to bring home. Nice is a surprisingly great city for shopping, from the market stalls of Cours Saleya to some seriously lovely boutiques in the new town. Here are our 20 favorite spots. We'll start in the old town, with markets, narrow streets, and some of our favorite small shops. Then head to the new town for pedestrian streets, bigger brands, and a few unexpected finds along the way. Some familiar faces coming up, but trust us, they earned their second appearance. The best place to start your shopping tour in Nice is right here, the Old Town. It's the most iconic part of the city, full of colorful facades and lots of small independent boutiques. For local products and a really special atmosphere, head straight to the Cours Saleya market. It's also called the flower market. And yes, the flower stalls are beautiful, but you'll also find plenty of local specialties here. Think soaps with different scents, dried lavender, olive oil products, and lots of Nice-themed souvenirs. The flower market runs from Tuesday to Sunday, usually from 9 a.m. to around 1 p.m. On Mondays, the flowers make way for the antiques market, which takes over the same spot all day long. And right here at Cours Saleya, you'll also find Fragonard, a historic perfumer from Grasse, the world capital of perfume. Even if you're not planning to buy a fragrance, it's a lovely stop. Colorful gift items, tableware, accessories, and many pieces that feel very Côte d'Azur. If you're looking for an easy, elegant souvenir from the French Riviera, this is definitely a place to browse for a bit. Next, take your time to stroll through the surrounding streets. Most of the old town is pedestrian only, which makes it perfect for wandering without a plan. You'll come across small boutiques, hidden workshops, cafes and restaurants, so it's easy to mix shopping with a coffee break or a quick lunch. Alright, let's take you to some of the most original boutiques in the old town. One great stop for gifts and souvenirs with a very French touch is Trésor Public. It's loved by both locals and visitors, and for good reason. The owners travel across France every year to source unique products, from clothes and accessories to sweets and homeware. It's the kind of shop where you always find something you didn't know you were looking for. If you're into vintage fashion, make your way to Caprice. This second-hand store has 2 floors full of clothes, shoes, handbags and jewelry. Prices range from affordable everyday pieces to high-end designer finds, and new items arrive every week, so it's always worth checking. Nice's iconic blue chair also makes an appearance in the old town in a creative way. At Art Nice, you'll find artworks and jewelry inspired by the famous chairs along the Promenade des Anglais. From small souvenirs to statement pieces, everything is designed and made locally. You can even order custom portrait artwork if you're looking for a truly personal gift. Artist Fabienne turns another symbol of Nice into jewelry, beach pebbles. She collects tiny stones and transforms them into elegant, sea-inspired pieces for men and women, all handmade right here in the old town, in her boutique and workshop called Monolith. And finally, Les Délices de Candice is a shop that surprises many visitors. What used to be an umbrella store actually dates back to 1850. While umbrellas are still part of the decor, today the focus is on beautiful brass jewelry with a vintage feel, nice blend of tradition and modern design. Alright, time to change scenery. We're leaving the maze-like streets of the old town behind and heading into Nice's new town, where shopping feels very different. Right now we're at Place Masséna, and This is where the main pedestrian shopping area of the new town begins, Rue Masséna, just over there. This part of Nice is more modern and wider. You'll find well-known fashion brands, shoe stores, and cafes lining the streets. The kind of places you'll recognize from other cities across France and Europe. It's a great area to stroll, browse shop windows, and take a break whenever you feel like it. There's always a terrace nearby. If you take a left into Rue Paradis, the atmosphere changes a bit. It becomes calmer, more elegant, and more upscale, with designer boutiques and high-end brands. If you turn right instead, you'll end up on Rue 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝗀𝗃, one of our favorite streets for shopping in Nice. This is where you'll find smaller, less common boutiques, many of them focused on women's fashion, with a more local and creative feel. Our advice? Tell your travel partner to grab an aperitif somewhere nearby and take your time exploring. Now we're heading back toward Place Masséna to show you Nice's main shopping boulevard, Avenue Jean Médecin. This is the big axis running north toward the train station, with a tram right in the middle and no cars at all. Along the way, you'll pass plenty of familiar stores and chains, but also one very important stop. Hidden inside this building is Galeries Lafayette, the most famous department store in Nice. If you keep walking further north, you'll reach Nice Étoile, the city's central shopping mall. It's not as flashy as 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝘀 near the airport, but it's a perfect spot on hot summer days or on one of those rare rainy afternoons. The mall was renovated not too long ago and includes some interesting shops, especially if you're looking for gifts or local products. Next on our shopping tour, we want to show you a few places that locals truly love, real institutions that have been part of Nice for generations. First stop, 𝗁𝗁𝗃𝗃, a pen shop that's been run by the same family for well over 100 years. Walking in here feels like stepping back in time, from the old wooden furniture to the glass cabinets filled with pens of every kind imaginable. From everyday fountain pens to true collector's pieces, they've got it all. And yes, the staff in white coats can still repair and refill pens right here on site. Next, we head to Ferrier, a former saddler turned leather specialist, now in its 4th generation. This is where locals come to repair leather bags, belts, and shoes instead of replacing them. They also sell beautifully made leather goods, socks, and accessories, mostly French-made and built to last. Then there's Papeterie Rontagny, a much-loved stationery shop tucked away in the old town. Whether you're into painting and drawing, looking for notebooks, greeting cards, maps, or even traditional Provençal nativity figures called santons, you'll find yourself happily browsing here for far longer than planned. And sometimes shopping here in Nice isn't so much about buying things. It's about discovering places made for people with a passion. First up, La Droguerie, one of Anja's personal favorites. If you love sewing, knitting, crafting, or just beautiful colors, this place is pure joy. Founded in Paris in the 1970s and now found across France, it's packed with colorful buttons, beads, yarns, fabrics, and all kinds of inspiration. It's the kind of shop where you come in for one thing and leave with 10 ideas. Next up, Café du Cycliste. Part bike shop, part cafe, and very much a Nice institution. You'll find cycling gear, stylish clothing, and excellent coffee. Even if you don't ride, it's a fun place to soak up the vibe and refuel like a local. And finally, Blend Cafe. Tiny, cozy, and perfect for a short break, where you can also browse through records. Music lovers won't just find great coffee, but a curated selection of vinyls, and sometimes even a DJ in the evenings. And before we wrap things up, just a quick practical tip. If you're looking for easy souvenirs with a Nice theme, pop into the tourist office. They've got surprisingly cute gifts you won't find everywhere else. Voila, that was our shopping tour through Nice. You've got your itinerary, your restaurant list, your shopping spots. Now the big question, where do you actually sleep? We've checked out hotels across every budget in Nice, and in this next chapter we'll show you exactly what's out there, from charming little guest houses to seriously stunning seafront properties. Before we jump in, here's a quick look at where all 20 hotels sit across Nice, from the promenade to the Old Town and the quieter neighborhoods. You'll find every hotel from this video, plus direct links and rates on our website. Alright, let's kick things off with Nice's iconic hotels, starting with the most iconic of them all, the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. You know it instantly by that famous pink rooftop towering above the Promenade des Anglais. But what makes this place truly special is everything hiding behind its doors. Built in 1913, the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a Belle Époque masterpiece, and stepping inside feels like walking into a living museum. The international jet set has been coming here for over a century, and the hotel still attracts artists, celebrities, and lovers of old-world glamour. Every corner is a surprise, from the contemporary Nana Jaune by 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝘀 to historic portraits like the famous Louis XIV painting hanging in the bar. It's eclectic, theatrical, absolutely unforgettable. And if staying here isn't on the cards, you can still enjoy a taste of the high life at 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, the hotel's Michelin-starred restaurant. A true Nice icon, one of those places you have to see at least once in your life. Next up on the Promenade des Anglais, another 5-star gem.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to show you a room, and we also don't know anybody who's lived here before, so we can't really say much about the rooms. But what we can say is they have a beautiful terrace with a view that we often go to for coffee.
So let's head up. The terrace isn't on the rooftop, but right in the heart of the hotel, surrounded by guest rooms. It's a peaceful little oasis, perfect for coffee or a quiet moment in the sun. Looking out to the sea, you can grab a drink and soak in one of those classic Côte d'Azur views. You know, the kind we never get tired of. A beautiful, elegant hotel that's well worth a peek, even if it's just for the terrace and that perfect sea view. From one stunning spot to the next, let's wander over to the Anantara Plaza, a historic beauty from 1848 that's had a modern makeover. We're meeting up with Tom and his wife Danny, the sweetest couple from Dallas, Texas, who planned their 30th wedding anniversary around tips from our channel. That's also how they ended up at the Anantara Hotel, of which until now we'd only shown you the rooftop terrace. So here's the room, still brand new after a recent reopening, with modern, clean lines, plenty of space for your luggage, and a sleek, trendy bathroom with everything you could need. But the view really steals the show. This place might not be right on the sea, but look at this. Isn't this even better? Next up, let's check out Le Méridien, right on the corner by Jardin 𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃, where the old town meets the new. Take the escalator up and you land in this bright bar and restaurant area. It's a great spot for coffee, a quick drink, or even a couple hours of work. Anja loves coming here, and as you can see, she's not the only one. But the real highlight is upstairs. Whether you stay here or not, you've got to visit the rooftop. The views of the promenade are unbeatable. Alright, time for our next chapter, Seafront Classics. And we're kicking it off with a real beauty, the West End. Fun fact, this is the oldest hotel on the Promenade des Anglais, built in 1842, a good 70 years before the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. The whole ground floor just sweeps you back into the Belle Époque. Vibrant colors, ornate lounges, even an English-style bar. And out front, the two restaurants, 𝗁𝗁𝗃𝗃𝗃 and 𝗁𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃, sit right on the seafront. The building itself has grown over time too, starting with just 3 floors, then gaining 2 more, and later another 2, creating the silhouette you see today. Inside, there are 121 rooms and suites, ranging from elegant Baroque to fully modern. On the 6th floor, one of the newer levels, you get sleek, contemporary design with touches by Christian Lacroix. But once again, the sea view steals the show. And speaking of views, around 70% of all rooms here face the Mediterranean. And now let's take you to one of the more opulent suites on the lower floors. A gorgeous, richly decorated room that feels straight out of another era. The more hotels we've visited along the promenade, the clearer it became. Having the sea right outside your window is pretty hard to beat. Yes, you'll pay a bit more for it, but honestly, it's so worth it. So next up is another solid 4-star classic, the Westminster, just a few steps from the West End. Friends of ours have stayed here before and couldn't stop raving about the views, the spacious rooms, and the great value for money. And judging by their photos, we can absolutely see why. Just a few more steps down the promenade and we're already at our next stop, Le Royal, the only 3-star hotel on this legendary boulevard. It's set inside yet another beautiful Belle Epoque building that's been recently renovated, and it offers 140 rooms. We can only show you the reception area today, but you'll already spot the mix of clean, modern decor and those classic historic touches. And don't miss the bar facing the sea. It even stretches outside, making it the perfect spot for morning coffee. Next up on our journey along the Promenade des Anglais, the Radisson Blu, another 4-star hotel. With 331 rooms, over half offering sea views, this place is all about that panorama. Even a standard room on the 4th floor gives you a front row seat to the Baie des Anges. Modern, straightforward, with fun extras tucked in, like that coffee drawer. Some rooms come with beautiful side views, opening up the whole bay, and the suites are great for families, with connecting options and full accessibility. Head up to the 7th floor and the balcony steals the show again. Inside, the suites keep things clean and contemporary, with spacious bathrooms. The hotel also caters to business travelers, with meeting rooms, a gym overlooking the sea, and even a sauna. And don't miss the rooftop terrace on the 8th floor. The pool is for guests only, but the restaurant and lounge are open to everyone. This hotel is the furthest from the old town in today's lineup, but that also means peace, quick airport access, and easy transport. And now we're starting chapter 3, Modern and Boutique. And trust us, this one begins with a hotel full of surprises. La Pérouse is a family-run 4-star hotel. Perfect if you prioritize luxury and location. And here's the clever part. The actual hotel is hidden behind the street-facing buildings, carved into the castle hill and rising above everything. A true oasis of peace just steps from the old town. Follow us through the corridors and you'll see what we mean. Here's one of their sea view doubles. Having breakfast on that balcony is a no-brainer, even in winter. The hotel also offers several connecting rooms for families. Completely renovated in 2023, La Pérouse has 53 rooms and is part of the small luxury hotels of the world, with interiors inspired by Riviera heritage and lots of natural materials. And yes, there's even a secluded pool carved into the rock, plus Le Patio, an inviting restaurant open to everyone for lunch and dinner. Next up is one of Nice's newest 5-star addresses, Le Victoria, just steps from the sea and the old town. The hotel brings elegant French design with the signature warmth of Maison Albert, offering 102 rooms and 30 suites with beautiful city and sea views. What we particularly loved is its gorgeous rooftop, 𝗁𝗂𝗃𝗃. Whether you're here for a coffee or a cocktail, the atmosphere and the panorama make it absolutely worth the stop, even if the drinks aren't the cheapest. If you want plenty of space right in the heart of Nice, La Baie might be a perfect match. There are just 9 apartments, all surprisingly spacious and looking almost brand new. The style is vibrant and loft-like, with colorful accents and a fully equipped kitchen in every unit. Some apartments are great for couples and others fit up to 4 people. We love the little details here. Cozy reading corners overlooking the street, balconies facing the tranquil garden, and super practical touches like a washing machine. And speaking of the garden, who would expect a green oasis like this in the middle of Nice? Guests can even enjoy breakfast right downstairs under the lime tree when it's in season. Next up is a former convent turned luxury hotel, 𝗂𝗪𝗂𝗏𝗂, a calm, rustic chic retreat at the edge of the old town just below Castle Hill. Its peaceful patio is the perfect little escape after a day exploring the city. Next in our row of modern boutique stays is 𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗏𝘁, tucked just below Castle Hill on the port side. This new 4-star hotel with 45 rooms blends hotel comfort with the feel of an apart hotel. Every room has a kitchen if you want to cook your own meals. Here's a deluxe suite, room enough for 4, with a stylish bedroom, classy bathroom, and a small balcony, perfect for breakfast with a view of the port or greenery of Castle Hill. But the fun doesn't stop there. In the basement, you'll find a cozy home cinema and a spa with a hot tub, sauna, hammam, and relaxing spaces for quiet downtime. On the ground floor, the Café Catherine welcomes everyone for coffee, breakfast, or cocktail, whether you're staying or just passing by. Kicking off our international chains picks is the new DoubleTree by Hilton next to the train station in the Black Iconic building. The lobby, restaurant, and rooftop bar are all on the 5th floor, and we love the stylish interior with those sea views stretching out in the distance. While we don't have any room footage, the rooftop alone is worth a peek. We couldn't resist a quick coffee break there, soaking up the sunshine and taking in the panorama over Nice and the surrounding hills. The restaurant and bar are open to everyone, so you can enjoy a meal or breakfast buffet while admiring the views. 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝘀𝗲 is one of the most fun and colorful hotels to recently open in Nice. More than just a place to stay, it's an experience, full of playful design, quirky touches, and plenty of surprises waiting to be discovered. Tucked into a quiet residential area, it's just a short walk to the old town, with a port and train station nearby for easy trips along the coast. Inside, every corner bursts with color, from the lobby to the rooms, where checkered bathrooms, cheerful lighting, and vibrant carpets bring a big smile. With 102 rooms across 4 sizes, a rooftop restaurant and bar, and even a bright blue pool open year-round, 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝘀𝗲 is perfect for anyone wanting a mix of fun, style, and convenience in Nice. Pam's in town, inspired by Pamela Anderson, Baywatch, and that carefree Californian vibe. The Nice Pam Hotel is just as playful and colorful as 𝗪𝗁𝘁'𝘀𝗲, just around the corner. Step inside and the retro pastel chic design instantly lifts your mood. All 102 rooms share that fun style, complete with quirky touches like a QR code for hotel services and cheerful bathrooms. And of course, Pamela's bar is a highlight, perfect for morning coffee or an afternoon cocktail. Inside, neon lights, playful details, and a lively stage keep the energy going all day, making it a hotel that's as fun to explore as it is to stay in. Now we're diving into our final chapter, hidden gems and budget-friendly stays in Nice. First on our list is 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝘀, a charming 3-star tucked just behind the port, almost right on our favorite beach in Nice. This former seminary, once a school for future priests, now offers 67 elegantly styled rooms, some connecting for families. Whether you choose a sea-facing room or a cozy garden view, the peaceful backyard is ideal for a little downtime. And the terrace is a real highlight, perfect for outdoor lunches even in winter, with a stunning view of the sea. A little off the beaten path, Villa Saint-Hubert awaits, a hidden 3-star gem in the heart of the trendy La Libération neighborhood, surprisingly affordable for a city like Nice. Just over 2 kilometers from the sea, it's a longer walk or easy tram ride away, yet it feels like a tranquil oasis. Owner Sophie's boutique hotel has 13 cozy rooms and a sweet garden, perfect for breakfast. Surrounded by Belle Époque villas, it's a hidden gem where you can truly soak up local life and meet Nice's friendly residents. Simple, welcoming, and full of charm. Villa Eden is quite a rarity, the only 2-star hotel on the promenade we came across. We didn't get inside, but it's worth a look. Tucked back in the second row with a cute front yard, it's small, cozy, and budget-friendly. The charming facade and sunny terrace make it perfect for breakfast, and getting to the Old Town is easy. Either hop on the bus right outside or take a 30-minute stroll along the promenade. And finally, our best budget tip for Nice. Slow Hostel is a bright, inviting spot where you can grab a bed for a surprisingly low price. It's perfectly located near the central train station and just steps from Avenue Jean-Médecin. The Old Town and the beach are only a 15-minute walk, or even quicker by tram. The hostel has dorms for 4 to 10 people, plus private doubles and a family room, all simple but functional, with lockers and essential amenities. Our favorite part? The shared common area, perfect for breakfast, working, or meeting fellow travelers. So you've got Nice completely covered. But here's the thing, and this is one of our favorite things about this city. Nice is also the perfect base for exploring the whole Riviera. In this last chapter, we'll show you 10 day trips that are absolutely worth your time. Some you've probably heard of, some might genuinely surprise you. You'll get to see a whole country, Monaco, and visit the biggest cities on the French Riviera, Antibes, Cannes, and Menton. We'll also take you to Marseille, the vibrant heart of Provence, and to Cotignac, one of the many picturesque Provençal villages. Plus, we'll cross another border into Italy this time, with a stop in Sanremo. How about renting a boat or a convertible for the day? We'll show you the best spots to explore. And to really soak in the stunning natural beauty of this part of France, you've got to check out the jaw-dropping Gorge du Verdon, the lavender fields in High Provence, and the mountains just behind Nice, easily reached by a one-of-a-kind train. And now let's dive in. Our number 1 is Monaco, the world's second smallest sovereign state, covering just over 2 square kilometers. It's one of those places you either love or hate, but it's so unique that you simply have to experience it at least once in your lifetime. Surrounded by France and the Mediterranean, Monaco is known for its luxury and wealth. Its high-rises crammed between the mountains and the sea. And, of course, it's home to the famous annual Formula 1 race that zooms through its fairy streets. Head of state Prince Albert II and his family reside in their palace atop of the Rocher, or rock, which also houses Monaco's charming Old Town. It's the perfect starting point for your tour of the Principality. From up here, you'll enjoy great views of the rest of Monaco, with the main harbor on the right and the Fontvieille district on the left. And you can even visit the palace, which dates back to 1215, to get an idea of what it looks like inside. It's fun discovering the alleys of the Old Town, and if you have a couple of hours to spare, be sure to pop into the Oceanographic Museum. On the other side of the main port, you'll find Monte Carlo, Monaco's most famous neighborhood, renowned for its casino, 5-star hotels, and ever so crazy cars. Grab a coffee at Casino Square and enjoy the views. Expect Monaco to be pricier than the rest of the French Riviera, but also know that there are spots where you can get meals and drinks at regular prices. We've shared some great ideas in our other Monaco videos. Our number 2 offers you 3 great options. Each of these cities is absolutely worth visiting. They're the biggest in the Côte d'Azur after Nice, and each has its own unique charm. So here's a quick overview to help you choose if you can't make it to them all. Antibes is the full package, with a charming old town shielded by its famous ramparts, and the snow-covered Alps as a stunning backdrop, at least for half the year. The coastline is dotted with stunning sandy beaches, perfect to enjoy the crystal clear waters. One of the most breathtaking coastal walks wraps around the Cape of Antibes, and in the summer, the lively district of 𝗂𝗵𝘂𝗀 is buzzing with tourists enjoying balmy evenings under the open sky. The vast port, brimming with yachts of every size, is truly impressive, as are the sweet hidden alleys of the residential quartier du Safranier. Antibes has long been a haven for the famous, from Picasso to F. Scott Fitzgerald, and continues to attract superstars today, especially to the iconic Hotel du Café d'en Roc. Cannes, which triples in size during the annual film festival, boasts the most stunning promenade on the French Riviera, the so-called Croisette. perfect for a stroll any time of day or year. It's lined with luxury hotels on one side and trendy beach restaurants on the other. The old port is definitely worth a visit. And don't miss the nearby islands just off the coast, easily reached by a quick ferry ride. Plus, the old town perched above the port offers beautiful views across Cannes. Sandy beaches stretch out from both sides of the port, and if shopping is your thing, this city is definitely the place to be. Menton is the sweetest of the three, boasting an extra charming old town that rises breathtakingly above the sea. It's easily explored on foot, offering little more than the chance to admire its unmatched beauty and, of course, unwind at the beach. Thanks to its unique microclimate, created by the surrounding mountains, Menton is home to several parks and gardens that feature the most amazing plants. But this charming town is particularly famous for its lemons, celebrated each February during the colorful Lemon Festival. Our number 3 takes you to Marseille, France's second largest city with nearly 1 million inhabitants and serving as the capital of Provence. It's a bustling city brimming with contradictions, yet it's home to warm-hearted people who may come across as a bit brusque to some. You might miss out on this vibrant character if you only visit the main tourist attractions, like the Muséum or the relatively new Cours Méditerranée, which features a replica of the nearby Cours cave, home to stunning paintings dating back around 20,000 years. Marseille's oldest area is the Panier district, next to the old port in the city's heart. And speaking of the port, you'll get to see some of the most amazing spots when you hop on a boat to explore the Calanque. The Calanque National Park is a wild and rugged stretch between Marseille and Cassis, featuring narrow, steep-walled inlets that resemble the fjords of Norway. A 3-hour boat trip will guide you through all of these breathtaking inlets. We recommend exploring Cotignac, but honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the other cute villages in the area. There are plenty of equally charming and authentic spots within a 2-hour radius of Nice. Cotignac, labeled one of the most beautiful villages in France, is located in the Provence Verte, the green Provence, surrounded by countless vineyards that add to its charm. It's famous for its steep rock wall that offers protection to the village below. Along the charming alleyways, you'll find art galleries and quaint boutiques, while the main square boasts cafes and restaurants nestled beneath a stunning canopy of ancient plane trees, so typical for villages in this part of France. Our number 5 takes us across the border to Italy. Sanremo is just an hour from Nice, and while Liguria offers plenty of gems to explore, this one's our favorite. It's classic Italian Riviera, but with one standout feature, a scenic cycling path that runs right along the sea, perfect for relaxed bike rides away from the traffic. You can rent bikes, rickshaws and more right by the 30-kilometer stretch. Sanremo is also known for its palm-lined promenade and sunny beaches by the sea. It's also perfect for shopping trips, with boutiques offering something different from what you'll find in France. And don't miss a stroll through the slightly worn, but all the more charming old town, where you'll be treated to lovely sea views as well. Our number 6 brings you some stylish adventure on wheels. Rent a convertible for a day and cruise from Nice to Monaco. Along the way, you'll pass through some of the French Riviera's most breathtaking spots, like Villefranche-sur-Mer and 𝗁𝗵𝗄𝗃, home to the iconic Villa 𝗃𝗵𝗄𝗃, where you can stop for a visit. Or how about taking a break at the incredible Grand Hôtel du Cap-Ferrat, even if it's just for a cappuccino by one of the most beautiful pools we've ever seen. For more great ideas on how to make the most of this day, check out our dedicated video. Seeing the Côte d'Azur from a different angle is one of our absolute favorites, and that brings us to our number 7. The easiest way to broaden your perspective is probably a boat trip. From Nice, there are several options. You could catch a boat to Saint-Tropez for an amazing day trip with a 5-hour stay in the charming old fishing village, or take a round trip to Villefranche-sur-Mer. Even more fun might be renting your own boat, no license required. You get to play captain, steering wherever you like along the coast of Nice and beyond. And now we've got some more nature for you. Our number 8 takes you to one of the greatest canyons in Europe, the Gorge du Verdon. Here you'll discover fantastic lookout points and stunning rock formations, revealing new and breathtaking views at every bend of the river. You can embark on a round trip around the canyon by car in just a day. At times you'll find yourself right next to the emerald green water, while at others you'll be soaring up to 700 meters above it. Plus, a world of physical activities awaits you if you're up for it, from hiking and cycling to kayaking, and for the bravest among us, rock climbing. More calming, yet no less impressive, are the views our number 9 has in store for you. The lavender fields in 𝗪𝗵𝗁 are overwhelming on postcards, but even better when you immerse yourself in them. The scent, the sounds, and the different shades of purple create a sensory journey like no other. While most of what we show you in this video is fantastic all year round, the lavender only blooms from late June to early August. A great spot to witness these beautiful landscapes is the Plateau de Valensole, which you see here, but you can also find lavender fields around Manosque, 𝗪𝗂𝗶𝘀, 𝗵𝗂𝗄, and the Plateau de 𝗁𝗂, to name the most famous locations. When Anja and I say nature, we mean it. So our number 10 takes you through some breathtakingly beautiful areas right in Nice's backyard. There's a train to Digne-les-Bains that's worth hopping on just for the scenic ride alone. But of course, it's even more fun to hop off for a hike at one of the stops along the way. For instance, you can check out the Grès d'Anotte, where stunning sandstone cliffs have eroded into fascinating shapes, all set against majestic mountain views. Or you might explore one of the charming villages like 𝗪𝗵𝘁'𝘀, which boasts an impressive citadel overlooking the valley and is officially labeled one of the most beautiful villages in France. And that's your complete guide to Nice. We hope it helps you plan an incredible trip. Oh, and one more thing. If this got you curious about Nice's museums, the best ice cream spots, or even more things to do in the city, just search our channel Riviera Go. We've got you covered. See you on the Riviera.